Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Two Bro Brokers. I am Josh and with me as always is my co-host
Daniel Craig.
Welcome back everybody. How's things, Dan?
Things are slow, things are okay. Same shit, different day.
Same shit, different day.
Nothing inspiring to talk about right now.
No.
For myself.
Middle of June, half year slump maybe?
Nah, no chance. There are a few big things going on, but you know, good things come to those who wait. So right now I'm just waiting.
Fair enough, mate.
I think I should probably wait less and do more. Some would say pull the finger out, but how can you pull the finger out of...
When there's nothing to put it out of.
Yeah, what's the point?
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. So how is your June going? What have you got on the board?
I've got about 97,000 on the board.
That's sick. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, I closed the Burj Khalifa leasing deal.
Oh, congrats, mate.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
I think when we started this podcast, I was like in the midst of it. Just different clients, different problems, lots of different shit to deal with, and a few we had to kick out and forget about and start again and again and again. But with persistence comes prosperity, right?
Yeah, mate. No, that's brilliant news. To be fair, all done, all dusted, signed up, checks in.
And I see it didn't take you making a big deal to splash out some nice recording equipment.
Yeah, hopefully the audio sounds better. We're improvising a little bit. We'll let Dan do a test run with a crisp.
No sound effects.
No, sound effects don't work. So next week we're going to hopefully have a video to accompany it, and the recording should be a little bit more. We're going to have another mic in place, so you should be able to hear us a little bit louder. But yeah, so yeah, my week's been...
Yeah, you just got yourself your new job. You started today.
Started today, yeah, that's good.
Progress is rife.
Progress is rife, exactly, mate. After, 4 weeks in between jobs, I think, now, in total, maybe? 3.5, something like that. Nice little break. Was going a little bit stir-crazy. It's good to be back in a job, good to be back in a proper office.
Well done.
Yeah, all right first day, to be fair.
Back to reality.
Back to reality, yeah.
With normal people.
With normal people, exactly. People that...
I hope it's not too boring for you, man. We've all been, just plodding along while you've been in... I don't know what kind of planet you've been on these days.
Oh, mate.
Back to reality,
back
it seems.
To a proper established, running company, yeah, about 300 odd brokers. I'm doing sales progression, so conveyancing, what I was doing back in the UK. I think I spoke about it last week. But yeah, good first day, pretty quiet first day. Everyone on my team is on holiday, so it's literally me and 2 other people, none of which can train me or can do an induction or anything. So hopefully tomorrow's going to be a little bit more...
just sitting there with literally your finger up your arse.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. But no, that's about it. I got hit by a truck today on the way to work. That was good fun.
It doesn't sound as bad as it is.
I got totaled by a truck. Took out half my car. Wing mirror flew off. Then, the bastard...
dramatic. I've seen the pictures. It looks like you've scraped a post and made a dramatic story out of it.
But the prick, the lorry that hit me, just tooted his horn twice, put his arm up and drove off. And that was the extent of his... commitment. So yeah, that was a good start.
Not very nice.
No, bit of a twat if you ask me.
It's a busy road, mate. Rush hour.
It was a busy road.
You should have been watching that.
He didn't want to stop to hit me. He wasn't going to stop to exchange details, to be fair. But yeah, other than that, mate.
He should have done though. It was a company van, probably.
Yeah, presumably. I mean, it was old as fuck, so I don't think he gave a shit. But,
well, what can you do?
What to do, Yanni?
Yanni.
Yeah, that's about it, man.
So, have you been keeping up with any news these days? Or?
Our famous segment, the news.
Not much to say today, but...
Because none of us looked into it.
I just wanted to express my feelings towards Nicola Sturgeon being arrested.
Yeah, go on.
Now,
I don't know anything about this. What was she arrested for?
So, pretty much, there's claims about a certain amount of money, $750,000,
right,
going missing.
Dollars?
Yeah, due to... It was contributions made on a charitable level for COVID and things like that, and apparently it's missing.
Wow.
So, I don't think Nicola Sturgeon was literally... She may have been the fault of it, I don't know. But I'll tell you something. When she first came in to independence, I was one of the guys that was like, yeah, independence.
Of course you were.
And I didn't think there was a bad bone in that woman's body. I think she's a lovely person, but over the course of time I sort of started to realise that the whole of the UK's politics, Scotland and England and whatever you want to call it,
The
Britain,
United Kingdom.
yeah,
Yeah.
seem to, like, all these politicians are just trying politics for their own personal gain.
And you don't think Nicola Sturgeon was?
Well, now I'm starting to think, I'm not starting to think, but I'm seeing it clearly, a bit more clearly, that actually maybe her party is a bit of a joke.
Didn't she resign a few weeks ago or a couple of months ago or something? Or she announced that she'd be stepping down as leader, right?
She stepped down, yeah.
Do you think that's got anything to do with this? She stepped down before it came out in the wash.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know. I've listened to 2 very short mentions of it in podcasts like Financial Times, Global, BBC, and I need to look into it a bit more.
Fair enough.
Because then I watched a YouTube podcast and the guy just said, yeah, she's a national disgrace to Scotland. And I thought, damn, better start looking into this a bit more. So I've got a bit of research to do.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah, speaking of podcasts, there was a brilliant podcast. Do you watch Diary of a CEO?
No.
He's fucking brilliant. It's Stephen Bartlett. And he had on... I'm not sure, I don't think I sent it to you, but he had on one of the creators of AI, right? This ChatGPT
Okay.
They had him on.
It's quite long, this.
It's like a 2-hour thing. Mate,
Yeah, I think I've seen it on YouTube, but I haven't watched it yet.
Please watch it. It's properly intense. Like, we recorded our AI podcast after I watched it, a couple of days after it came out as well.
So you watched it before last week?
No, I watched it after. It came
right.
out before we recorded, but I watched it after. But he's basically saying, like, we're in the end. This is a creator of AI, by the way. He said, we're now in the end. He likened it to the Oppenheimer bomb and the Nazi scientists and everything, which is pure coincidence, by the way. I swear to you, I hadn't watched it first. But he was like, now that it's out there, in 2 years, it will be ruling us. This is like the guy that created it. He said, in 2 years' time, it will be ruling us.
Yeah, like iRobot?
Like iRobot, like Terminator. He said...
I'm watching iRobot tonight.
What, mate, you should genuinely, if you're going to watch iRobot, watch this podcast first. Seriously.
I've got a long night ahead. 2 hours.
It's fucking scary shit, man. He's literally like, he says at one point, so the guy that created it, his kid died 5-10 years ago, something like that. And the host says to him, right now, in this world, with AI becoming what it is, if you were given a wish to bring your kid back, would you? And he goes, no, not with AI like this. That's pretty deep, man. Come on. Come on.
I mean, what? How can you bring back someone who's dead?
No, but it's like a hypothetical. Would you bring back your kid into this world? And he said no. He said other things like...
Because one of the captions was, don't bring your kids into the AI world.
Yeah. He flat out says, if you're thinking of having a baby, wait 2 years to see what happens. Mate, it's fucking... And this is the guy that created it. And he said there's no going back. So he created it, and then whoever it was, Google or whoever it was that put it on the open web, did so against his wishes, and that's why he quit. Because he was like, as soon as it goes out there to the world, that is it. I think you mentioned this about companies will use it for good or for bad because it gives them the edge, right? And we spoke about Bing and all that sort of stuff.
Because they need to still keep competing. Really.
Exactly. So he said it's going to continue to grow in intelligence because these companies are going to make it. And then he said, okay, well, what if we make a law that says companies aren't allowed to use it? And he turned around and said, because it's out there now, some kid in his mum's basement or something will start coding it and it will eventually take over. He said, the cat is out of the bag. There is now nothing we can do to stop it. He said the only thing we can do to slow it down is if you're an investor, invest in good AI, which is AI run by people that are using it just for information. And he said, yeah, that was basically it. So honestly, it's damning. Like, watch that before you watch iRobot, because it's basically saying we're there. Like,
Okay.
he's basically saying we're there.
we need to start making super robot destroying chainsaws or something.
It's game over, man. It's game over. He said we'll all be living on islands, unemployed, because there won't be any jobs for us.
Ah.
He said if we train the AI right, it won't destroy us.
But it'll farm us.
It will farm us, basically, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's quite mad. This is the guy that created it. Honestly, I'll link it in this episode's description. Please go and watch it. It's fucking amazing. I might. I watched another... So, did you see the whole thing on Twitter about the documentary What is a Woman?
I don't go on Twitter.
No, nor do I, but it's hit the news and everything. Piers Morgan did it on it.
What's it like to be a woman?
What is a Woman is what the documentary is called. Right? So it was released a year ago, and apparently Twitter shut it down. It wasn't allowed to talk about it. It was pulled from all the cinemas and everything. And then Elon Musk, of all people, got involved and was like, no, I'm going to pay you for this film, and I'm releasing it for free on Twitter because people need to see this documentary. So I watched it with Laura, and basically what it's all about is with transgender and all these different, like, cis males and all this sort of stuff.
Right.
Like, what is
a woman?
What is a woman, basically, right? So the issue that has caused it is there was a trans woman, so a man that had transitioned into a woman, that used the women's toilets in a gym in America, right?
Right.
I'm a trans woman, I should be able to use the women's toilets. That was his mentality, her mentality, whatever you want to fucking call her. Turned out that, so all the women started writing in complaining, this is a man, he should not be allowed to use our toilets. So this gym received all of these complaints. He then raped 2 women in these toilets.
Oh my god.
And then it was then found out that he was like a convicted paedophile. He had a record and everything, right? So it's caused this outrage at the minute that is a trans woman a woman, or is a trans woman a trans woman, right? That's the big debate that's going on.
Well, based on that example alone, if it was to be accepted, then there's people out there who would abuse the system, as they do, and essentially it could be a problem, couldn't it?
But the argument is, so you can now identify. I could turn around today and say I identify as a woman. Does that then give me the right to go into the girls' bathroom?
At least do as a courtesy and make yourself look like a woman.
It doesn't matter, because people don't.
I don't know,
right?
man. It's very... I don't get involved with this.
So
honestly speaking, I try and stay away from it.
So, but the whole documentary is he's going around to all these psychologists, he's going around to all these surgeons that will do the transition for you and stuff like that, and he's saying, he literally point blank asked them the question, what is a woman? What is the definition of a woman? So I'm putting the question out to you, what's the definition of a woman?
It goes down to the bare bones of science and biology. Chromosomes, man. Right? So, is a boy XY and a woman's XX?
Something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So if a boy's XY, then biologically that's a male, physically as well. Chop his dick off, give him female hormones, still a male.
Yeah.
But a feminine male.
That's sort of what the documentary is trying to get across.
If you have a feminine male and then a lady who wants to thingy into a man, she's still an XX chromosome. She takes male testosterone and all that. Right, okay, that's a manly woman.
Yeah.
Now, if they were both the same height, and you've got a manly woman and a feminine man,
yeah.
which one's stronger?
The man.
Right?
Yeah. So again, he goes into case studies about...
which one can get pregnant?
Well, this is another thing.
The manly woman, not
so
the...
So it's Pride Month at the minute, right? And like something like Glamour magazine or something like that did a trans man that was pregnant as the cover, and that has caused outcry because it's glamour.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
She was a woman, transitioned to a man,
okay,
and then decided to get pregnant as the man.
Whoa.
Right, so, and it says trans, man, pregnant, deal with it. Something like that is the headline, right? And it's causing outcry because they're like, no, you're not a pregnant man. You're a pregnant woman that's transitioned into a man. Like, so the whole debate is, he's going around to all these psychologists, all these surgeons, and he says, what is a woman? And none of them can answer. His point is that gender should be based on biology, right? Or no, sorry, so I think the summary of it is that gender is split into sex and gender. So your sex is what you were biologically, but gender needs to be a social construct.
Right,
so my gender, I identify as a male, but my biological sex is I'm a woman.
Right, so they need to accept that as well then.
Exactly, which this community isn't doing. Right?
Because it's the only way you can make it easier, isn't it? It's the only way you can have people truly understand, and acceptance is everything.
Yeah,
you are
literally,
you are something. If you want to identify as something else, all right. But it's still, when you go back to the whole bathroom story,
mate, it's difficult. So we're obviously men, right? We can't really comment on this too much. And I think
you can identify as a male.
True.
My gender is a male.
But okay, so I think our generation is pretty
fucked up.
I was going to say pretty like equal, right? Our generation doesn't have too much gender discrimination, in my opinion, not compared to 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago, right? We're definitely the generation that are seeing the effects of the progress made, right?
Okay.
Laura came up with her point of view, because J.K. Rowling got cancelled for this and got called transphobic, right? But Laura's point of view is, when you're a woman, and she's a different generation as well, but when you're a woman, you act differently when you're with a man than when you would with a female. You have your guard up, you're on edge a little bit, you can't really be yourself because you don't know what this man is thinking, right?
Right.
She then says to introduce that into a bathroom, to then suddenly not know if you're in there with who is genetically a man, is really scary for her. And then you see stories like this about this transition man, woman, whatever you want to say, has then raped it. So she's massively against it.
Well, it's when lawyers are in the courtroom, they go back to laws and cases where, that were hundreds of years old in some cases. Yeah. They're like, here's a case that's similar to this one in its metaphor, right, or whatever, comparison. And if you were to bring that story into a courtroom arguing against it, then this is plain as day, in my opinion. It's like, well, one person, we gave them the rights to go and use the bathrooms, and this happened, so see you later. Like, we're not doing it anymore. Like Australian guns. Guns used to be legal. Then someone had a mass shooting, people got shot, and they just started shooting each other. They went, you're all fucking idiots. We're taking them off you. Yeah. So, is that a similar case?
Yeah, mate, I totally agree. I totally agree.
So when you put it into that perspective, I think the third bathroom is in order in that case.
A trans bathroom, yeah.
There's 3 gender bathrooms.
Right.
No, you can't do that.
Because then there'd have to be 4.
There's 2 sex bathrooms.
Yeah.
And the middle is everything else.
Yeah, everything else.
Do you know what I mean?
Where the aliens come to this.
The what do they call it? The rainbows, the LGBTQ
plus whatever.
Bathrooms.
Yeah.
And I bet they'll have a fucking party down there. Do you know what I mean? They'll have a fucking great time in there, and that'll. But then
what would you do? Would you fill it with urinals or would you fill it with cubicles?
Just the cubicles.
But where's the space for it? Think of Golden Diamond Park's bathrooms, right? Where are you going to install another bathroom filled with cubicles and urinals?
Right, use security can take an office elsewhere, and then they'll make another one in there.
All right, and what about all the clubs and stuff?
Clubs, same thing. They've got a water connection. You just need to have less usable space for the bar and stuff.
But then that's directly impacting business.
Correct.
Are you saying it's a worthy sacrifice?
It's better than someone being raped.
Fucking hell, that's not what I was getting at. But yeah, you're right. If it prevents rapes, it's absolutely worth it. But I just mean, like, I don't think that's a solution because I don't think that's feasible in the economy.
What do you mean feasible in the economy? It's just an extra bathroom.
Yeah, but do you know how much space is taken up by a bathroom?
If you've got, say, 2 or 3 cubicles... Have you seen the one at the cafeterias in JVC for the guys?
Yes, yeah.
You call that a bathroom?
Yeah,
Are you
exactly.
kidding me, mate?
So where's another bathroom going to go? If we can you can fit 4 or 5 lads into
But
that bathroom.
no. They've already made the mistake of not having enough bathroom space for the general public. Do you know what I mean? Never mind.
Yeah, so how are businesses now going to have a transport?
They make another
Bathrooms
one.
will get smaller to accommodate for this third bathroom.
Not necessarily.
I think we replace the disabled with it.
That's not good. No.
Why
don't
not?
do that.
Why not? Make it shared.
No
Disabled
way.
and LGBT.
No way.
Why?
No way.
Why? It's there. They're big bathrooms. Just add a couple of cubicles in there.
No, can't do that.
Why not?
You still need a disabled bathroom at the end of the day. And then you're changing regulations of businesses as well.
Yeah, true.
You still need
true.
a disabled bathroom. Don't go there.
I don't think an extra bathroom is the issue. I think people should stop getting sex changes. Come at me, cancel me, I don't care. I don't think it should happen.
Well, I was being politically neutral right now. I'm not going to agree or disagree with that. I'm going to keep myself quiet. But moving on.
Right, okay, so topic of the week.
We're not politicians. We can leave that for someone.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll let the powers that be do it. All right, so today's topic. Dan thinks we've spoken about this before. I don't think we do, and I do the editing, so I think I'm right. We're going to do the steps to relocating to Dubai. Right, we're just going to run through a few of them. I've got maybe 5 or 6 points here that you can then put your feedback to, and we'll see where we go from there. So, point number 1. Well, okay, no. So,
Point number 1.
hopefully that would have worked. So, you came out here with a job, right?
Yeah.
A salaried job,
Yeah.
not a broker.
Yeah.
Did you have any savings with you?
No.
Okay, you just took a punt. You knew you were getting a salary, so you come out, right?
Yeah.
So when I came
I
out,
had to borrow money from my mum for the first time in my life,
fair enough.
which I paid back.
Nice. You'd hope so with 97 fucking K on the board. So when I came out, I obviously came into commission only. So they say you need to have £7,500 saved up to come out into this job.
How much, sorry?
£7,500.
That's a lot of money.
And now companies have started checking bank accounts as well. They want to see a bank statement, and it's gone up to £10,000 as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane, right?
That's a lot of money.
That's quite a lot of money.
You don't have that when you come out of uni. You don't have that.
No,
when
exactly. Right? The only way you can do it is if you've been working in the UK for
or
5
if
years.
someone puts it into your account, you send off the statement, and then you send it back.
That is the way around it, yeah. But I reckon you probably need that amount of money. When you do,
£10,000, no way, man.
you don't reckon 50,000 dirhams? How
No
long?
way. You can survive out here on 10,000k and less.
Dirhams
Yes.
a month.
Yes.
So when you first come out here, though, let's say you go straight into real estate like I did, it was about 3 months before I was earning any money to
So
survive.
10, 10, 10, and you've got 20 to play with.
Yeah, but that's still not far off the 10k, do you know what I mean? And I was living I wasn't going out, I was barely affording anything, I was eating beans and rice, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a tough fucking life. I think that's about right.
Yeah, to be honest, it does give people a bit of breathing space. So,
And it takes the stress off as well, right?
and when you come straight to Dubai, you end up looking for convenient things while you settle down and sort yourself out. So yeah, you end up paying premium for furnished places.
Yep.
A car that's rented, and
Yeah.
then you don't realise that how expensive the supermarkets are, and you end up getting into the Talabat trend and ordering food in every day. So,
So that was the point. So firstly, if you're coming out to be a broker, you need savings. I would say £5,000 then. If we're going off what you say, £5,000.
if you don't drink, that's a bonus.
There's a huge bonus. Although it's not that expensive out here anymore.
That's a lie.
It's not.
still 50 dirhams a pop in a pub.
Yeah, but you can go now and get.
You can buy your own booze and drink at home.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Well, yeah, it'd be all right if you're in like a flat share or something.
It's hard for people when they first come to a country like this, where there's bars and nightlife everywhere, and you join a real estate company, not to go out. That's hard.
That's a huge thing. Yeah, that's a huge. That's what. To be fair, House and House did say that to me as well. They were like, "Don't get sucked into this lifestyle. Take it easy. Spend what you earn." So I was sort of lucky with that.
Did you get sucked into the lifestyle?
No, not when I first came out. To be fair, it was very sensible.
Mate, I did.
But you were earning a salary.
I went balls deep into that nightlife. It was great. It was great.
But
fun.
you could afford it. Like, you obviously stopped when, like, first year of commercial. You quieted down a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
I tried.
Yeah.
It's a hard one to come out of, man. Seriously. And you just get home, you realise how much you've spent, and you're like, oh my god, but it's okay because I'm on a salary. Like, that's the feeling you get. And when you're in real estate, completely different.
Yeah,
feeling.
mate.
It's heartbreaking some mornings.
Oh,
what have I done? What have I done? I thought I had a low budget. Now I'm just, oh my god.
That's it. I can't eat again. Yeah. So right, savings is the first thing. I've then got flight booked. That's relatively easy. Company. So I would say come out with a job, right? Don't come out here without a job.
Yeah,
You'd be stupid too, right?
Well, sometimes if you can't seem to get one at home, and you just take like you said, a chance. You meet people over here, and 20% of them are real estate agents.
But if you can't get a real estate agent job from home, what difference is being here going to be? Do you know what I mean?
You can knock on the front doors.
But why would they say yes to you in person but not over the phone?
I don't know.
So I have a company lined up as number 2. Number 3, right, and I cocked up on this, and I've got a bit of a story. I don't know if I've said it on this podcast before. Pre-book a taxi from the airport. Fair point?
Get the metro.
Or get the metro, yeah. When I walked out of the airport, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, my flight landed, something like that. I did the red eye to keep the cost down. I've walked out of the airport, and it's full of people with signs, and people standing there, can I help with your bags? Can I give you a lift? Blah, 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 blah. I'd been told Dubai was a pretty bougie place, right?
Yeah.
So I assumed, they're going to help with my bags, lovely. So this guy has come up to me, little fella, not dressed in a suit or a uniform or anything like that. He goes, can I take your bags, sir? So I've gone, you can take that one, and I kept my little carry-on one, right? And, okay, follow me. And we go past the exit of Dubai Airport, and we go like up a stairwell, and we go like across this empty hallway of airport that I've never seen before. We go to this like back alley, and we're stood there on the side. And I go, where is everyone, sir? He goes, it's quiet place, be cheaper. I've gone, okay, this is interesting. And the most dented and scraped and rough looking car pulls up, screeches up, I reckon, like he'd raced, almost like he pulled his handbrake up to stop. No markings on the car or anything. Boot pops immediately, and this guy, without hesitation, lobs my suitcase into the boot and starts trying to put it down, right? So I've had to wedge my carry-on thing in between the boot and the lid so that it's not fucking closing. Like, what are you doing? He goes, let's go. Get him back. Bring that with you. Trying to close the boot lid with my bag in the back of it, right? I had to literally, basically push him away, grab my bag out the back, and he dived in that car and it drove off. So before I'd even left Dubai Airport, I nearly got robbed, basically. They were 100% trying to rob me. So, pre-book a taxi is what
you don't need to pre-book one. Go to the taxi rank.
You don't know where that is.
These to the taxi rank.
People were at the taxi rank. They're like, let me take your bags. It's like, yeah, fine, I'm in Dubai, take my bags, this is the life.
Oh, you got punked.
I totally got fucked, yeah. I totally got fucked. So, I've got another story. Book a taxi is my thing. Just book it. It's not expensive.
Just go to the taxi rank and wait for people to direct you.
Until you see an actual taxi. Yeah, maybe ask some airport stuff.
Get Hala taxi if you're on a budget. If you feel like spending and getting bougie, then take one of the limos. But if someone comes and asks you, do you want a taxi? Just say, are you at the taxi rank? And even if they're trying to rob you, they'll probably say yeah. So it's best to just go to the rank, right?
Right, fair enough. So, my next top tip is get a SIM from the airport.
Okay.
I didn't do this, and that will come back to haunt me in my next story. Just get a SIM from the airport. You get I think if you fly with Emirates, they give you a free tourist SIM now. You get like a gigabyte of data and like, I don't know, 10 minutes calling or something
Really?
like that. Yeah, it's really cool, right? So definitely take advantage of that. And then if you do get kidnapped by a fake taxi, at least you've got a phone on you as well.
Yeah, you
so
can
you've got
still call
something.
the emergency numbers on your normal phone.
Yeah,
And-
yeah, true.
But the what would you say, the foreign rates do apply. But if
Roaming
you're up for
charges.
some free minutes, then make sure you get that tourist phone before you get fucking assaulted.
So get the tourist phone. And when I came out here, I booked a hotel for the first couple of months, right?
Okay.
Because that's cheaper than doing like a B&B. And it's fine. You don't have a kitchen. Just stay in a one bed in a hotel. Good rates. If you say you're staying for a month, 2 months, 3 months, they'll give you monthly packages as well, which are considerably cheaper than the nights. That's what I did. Did you do that when you first came out?
I did, yeah. For 3 months I did it. The company paid for it at the time.
Nice.
But I remember the rates being okay. It was like 5,000, 6,000 a month. Which is still pretty expensive at the time, 4 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say I paid 2,800 2 years ago.
And
yeah.
when it was up to my own devices, I ended up moving out into this into shared accommodation. Really.
Yeah, nice. So I did the same thing. I was about 3 or 4 months in this hotel. So after I'd been robbed or tried to be kidnapped at the airport, managed to get in a taxi and went to the hotel. And I booked it through this like booking.com, but it wasn't booking.com sort of thing. Right. Again, I'm not sure if
You
I've
just
mentioned
made
this.
so many fucking errors.
Mate, I
didn't you?
should have got on that next flight home. I don't know why I persevered. Gone up to the desk. I'm like, Joshua Bart, I'm here to stay. Okay, sir, no problem. Let me have your passport, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we've got no booking under your name. Fuck. I didn't get a tourist SIM, by the way, as I just said. So I'm like, shit, what do I do? Like, I prepaid for this hotel for a month, and now they've got no thing on my booking. So I'm there. I'm then calling the company that did it. Bearing in mind it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, UK time, maybe even 2 o'clock in the morning. Not getting through. I think my phone bill that month was about 400 quid because I was just calling. And for the next 2 weeks, I was calling as well. Turns out this company that I'd booked it through had done the booking, taken my money, and then cancelled the booking with the hotel, been refunded the money, and not refunded it to me. But I obviously didn't know this at the time. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm in a foreign country. I'm fucking fuming. I've nearly been robbed. I now don't have my hotel room. So I had to pay again. Like, they were like, I'm really sorry. We refunded the money accordingly. We can't do anything to help you. So I had to pay again. And I spent that first couple of days constantly calling back home. Not, all I could get is a tourist SIM. So you don't get minutes because you don't have your Emirates ID or anything. So yeah, my phone bill was about 400 quid. I lost about 500-600 quid on the initial hotel booking. And then I had to pay another 500-600 quid to get this hotel booking.
Jeez, man.
I tell you, I should have got on the flight home. That was a sign.
Did you ever get
of
your refund?
No, mate. No. Mad, isn't it? To this day, they have not responded to a phone call, a text, or an email. 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years. I'm still fucking angry about it.
Bro, I should have reported them to police or something.
What can you do?
Report them to the police?
What can you do? I was stuck in a foreign country.
Damn, I don't know if we're giving off much good advice here, but
Are
hopefully...
you joking? This is do what I don't do.
Yeah, true. It's what to watch out for.
Get a proper taxi, book a proper hotel with the hotel directly, and get a tourist SIM. If I'd have done those things, maybe my life in Dubai would be completely different. So my start was an absolute fucking shit show, to be honest with you.
Unlucky.
So yeah, you then obviously have to rent a car, which is 1,500 to 2,000 dirhams nowadays, I would say.
True, yeah.
But, and I think you could probably testify to this, as soon as you can buy a car, right?
Yeah, as soon as you can.
As soon as you can. Because it's just a fucking pit of money, isn't it? Just chucking this pit of money down the drain. Your visa will come through when you join your company, 3 or 4 weeks, something like that, presumably. That's when you'll get your Emirates ID. when you get your Emirates ID, you can then upgrade your SIM to like Do or Etisalat or Virgin is the best one. I definitely recommend.
I would say Virgin, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're doing Virgin, don't rely on the whole number and contacts thing changing. Like, you got a tourist number, scrap it.
Yeah.
And then just go direct with Virgin and then get that SIM, and their rates will be 20 times better than Do and Etisalat. I'm still with Etisalat. I'm getting robbed.
Yeah.
300 and something dirhams a month.
Fucking hell, what do you get for that?
I get maybe 15 gigs of data and like 300 minutes.
That's not terrible, to be fair. I think mine's 600 dirhams a year.
But think about it. That's what, like £55. People are paying off iPhones, you know, in
the latest iPhone plus their data package for that money. Yeah.
So it's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, Virgin is cheaper. It's still quite expensive compared to the UK, but it is definitely cheaper.
Yeah, you get a lot more bang for your buck.
Any other tips for relocating to Dubai, Daniel? I would say initially, don't worry too much about where you're staying. If you're planning on renting a car, I'd say even just go straight for the JVCs, go straight for the hotels.
I think
just keep it cheap.
People are quite happy in Barsha.
Yeah.
When they first get here,
yeah.
It's not, it's not the marina, it's not the business bay or whatever, but the rates are good and it's very central.
Yeah.
And you can get anything. You need their supermarkets, sports, metros, taxis, pubs, everything.
Yeah.
It's all there. So
it is a bit sort of like East London in terms of it's not the most Dubai place that you can stay. But you'll spend your first year going out in the marina, out in downtown, you'll go to all of these places. You'll then be able to decide where you want to set up sticks. So I would say definitely don't worry about where you're staying for the first couple of months.
Yeah. When you first get here, if you do jump into a hotel first, I would look into the shared accommodation, like flat sharing. I wouldn't go more than 4 or 5 people, to be honest, but there's some nice villas out there with like 9 individuals and very diverse people from all walks of life, and you'll get your own, lockable room or something. But when it comes to partitioned rooms, just be aware.
Oh, just don't do it, fucking hell. I kind of regret not doing a sharing villa or something like that.
I did it and I don't regret it. I had a good time. I met some cool people. I've got a few stories.
Yeah, that's why I regret not doing it. But at the same time, I don't think I could live with anybody.
You could go and try it.
I don't think I could
go
do
and
it.
try it, mate.
No.
You meet everyone who's fresh off the boat, and if they see you, I've been here 3 years, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Exactly.
It's good fun, How's it going, guys?
I just love the crack. Yeah.
You'd be like the senior at the junior dance or something.
You come to prom as a senior. Yeah. No, I think that's all I've got, to be honest, Dan. No other top tips for people relocating?
I just honestly. Go fucking nuts, man. See the place, but just be careful at the same time.
Yeah, be sensible.
Be responsible. Well, respectful is the word, not responsible.
Yeah.
Just do your thing.
Yeah. We've got episodes.
Yeah,
on that.
do your thing, but be respectable, because you'll just catch the wrong attention and get cuffed or something.
Yeah.
Bad. Lots of horror stories.
Yeah.
Relocating, yeah.
I would also say give it a year, right? At least. You'll know within a year if it's for you or not. That said, I'm here 2.5 years. I still don't know if this is where I want to be.
There's a few people in my company now who stayed there for a year and they made all right money and they just said, this place isn't for me, and left. And I was like, good on you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They actually just left. They tried it and they left. I was like, well, good.
Fair enough. Yeah, you can't argue with that.
Whereas I don't know what we're doing. We're just.
I don't know what we're doing, mate. I don't know.
Hoping that we strike gold and find the end of the rainbow or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know. To be fair,
it's going all right, mate. We're still here. We're surviving.
My argument is it's better than the UK. That's what I keep on telling myself in my head over and over. It's better than the UK.
Well, my brothers and sister all have pretty decent jobs now, and I would like to walk a mile in their shoes just to see if it really is better over here. Because it's been a while, man. 4 years since, and I never worked a full-time job in the UK.
Yeah.
That being said, I did part-time for a very long time, and then when I got out of uni, and I got the job, I just quit my job. I was like, I'm gonna spend the next 2 weeks with my finger up my arse playing video games.
Mate, I just keep on coming back to like a monetary value on the UK, right? Like a 25k job out here isn't that, like, you could quite easily earn 25k a month out here, right? Is that fair?
£1,000?
No, 25,000 dirhams a month, right?
Easy.
I would say fairly easily.
Over the course of 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, within 3 years.
If you went
should be
into
on
a
that.
career and you would start off junior, 10 to 15,000 a month when you first get here. Then by 3 years, I would expect you to have at least 25k going on.
But that's 60 grand a year, roughly. Right? It's actually a little bit more than that, but that's roughly 60 grand a year in your back pocket, right?
Yeah, well, no tax right now.
No tax. So it's 60k tax-free in your back pocket. In the UK, like a 60 grand a year job is it's a fair job, right? If you're earning 60 grand a year.
Good, mate, yeah.
But then you get taxed on that, right?
Yeah.
So if you're earning 60 grand a year...
What's the percentage now? 23%?
I think it's higher than that, mate. You'd have to put it in a tax calculator. I think it's pushing like 40% when you get up to 60. Like, it's huge, right? So I think when you're earning about 60 grand, after tax, you're only making about 30 grand a year in your back pocket, right? Once you've got national insurance, once you've got tax and stuff. Maybe we'll do that for the next episode.
All right,
but
with national insurance and all that. Yeah.
So, but what I'm trying to say is, if you can earn 25k a month here, it's about 60k a year back in the UK. If you were to work out what you'd have to be earning before tax to get 60 grand in your back pocket, I think that's about 120k a year, man. Barely anybody's earning fucking 120k a year in the UK.
I was looking into buying property regulations and stuff, and apparently the best method in the UK nowadays is to open up an LLC company and buy your own home through a company, because the mortgages you can use to work against tax. So you would say if you pay 500 a month pounds in mortgage, you can class that as an expense.
Okay.
And
Against
your
tax.
property business, and then write it off in tax.
Mate, that's quite interesting, to be fair. That's quite interesting.
You still pay your corporate tax or something, but you wouldn't pay
as much as personal tax, yeah. Is there not something about you can't live in a residential building? You can't live in it, because would it technically be a commercial building if it's with a commercial mortgage?
No. I'm saying it's a business for real estate property. If you buy residential, it's a residential property. That doesn't change. Okay.
Oh, interesting, mate, yeah.
But yeah.
Dan's top tip for the week: if you're buying a house, open up a company.
Yeah, buy it under the company.
Fair enough. I think that pretty much wraps us up, right?
Yeah, man.
Fair enough. Anything you want to
add? No, not at all. Just thanks for listening, everyone. And
as
hope
always,
you enjoy yourself. Have a good day. And if you want to know more, if you want a phone call even, if you're thinking about coming out, then...
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were offering mortgage advice for a second.
No. If you want a phone call or something, then give us a buzz.
Yeah, mate, write to us.
Maybe we could get you live on the next podcast.
We can do that now. We've got the equipment for it. You can phone in and we can attach you up and record you properly. So if you wanted to start doing this remote, we could do that as well.
Well, yeah, maybe...
One day.
We could record Zoom.
When the next COVID
We could record it on Zoom.
No, you have to have a special recording software.
No, you
for that.
don't.
You do, I'm sure.
No, you don't.
I'm sure.
No, you don't. You just press record top left.
Yeah?
You can record a Zoom meeting. We could do it remotely. And there would be video.
Yeah.
And we could share screen. What are we doing? Anyway, food for thought. Yeah.
I haven't paid for this for nothing. You better bring that phone round next week.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for listening, guys. Write to us. We don't have a topic to discuss next week, so it'd be great if you could write with us with what you want to hear us talking about. We'd really appreciate it. But otherwise, thanks for listening, guys.
Adios, amigos.
Oh, you bastard. Yeah. Adios, amigos.
Bye.